Everybody's handsome, everybody's beautiful, everybody's smiling.
Yeah.
But behind the scene,
Do you have 4 hours? The very first time I got on the plane and my mom said I would not shut up.
okay, so you're that kid. You're that kid that I don't love.
Sorry, I mixed up. I wanted to please you so much. I would print out แล้วก็ใส่แฟ้ม all of the songs that I liked.
Wow.
And to tell you what, 90% was sexual. แอบฟัง sound เบา I was like, why you sing baby so much? ต้องขนาดนั้นเลยเหรอกระแดะปะต้องหน้าหนามากแผ่ออร่า รู้สึกว่า เฮ้ย มันดีจังเลยอ่ะไม่มีอะไรเลย you know I
แต่ข้างใน
got this
คือ
โอ้โห เดินยังไงต่อวะเดิน
9.97. What the hell? 10. I'll give you another 10. This is Community Featuring. My name is Vic and welcome to the show. So we've had the pleasure of talking to some beauty queens before on the show and one of them is Miss Universe. But today I think promises an equally or if not more interesting because I think we'll hear from a male perspective on pageantry for a change. So how does a representative from Thailand prepare himself for a huge international competition, especially the one where we have never seen an Asian contestant make it to the top 5, let alone winning the title. So we'll be talking about that today. And just to see how well prepared he is, we'll be simulating the nerve-wracking interview round just to see how well he can think on his feet and just to showcase his attitude, his humor, his eloquence, his wit. So I think it's going to be fun. Let's go talk to him right now. สวัสดีโจ้ครับ
สวัสดีครับ
คุณโจ้ชลวิทย์นะครับ
I must have done something so right and
Yeah.
so good to deserve a spot to sit here.
Of course, why not? Because of course we want to talk to you, and we're your fan, and we'll be your supporter all the way for this supranational.
Thank you so much. It's just one of my biggest dreams to go on a show. So I'm here right now, and that's my mom's going to be so proud.
I bet she will be, and
Yes.
I think you will have even a bigger dream awaiting in the future.
Right.
Very near future.
Yes.
Because you'll be flying to Poland next Friday, right? And the competition is just around the corner. So,
Yes.
well, yeah, just to see how well prepared you are. So we'll be having a conversation today.
Okay.
Okay. So first of all, how are you doing?
I am, I'm going to use the word of Porcelled, Miss Universe Thailand. I was asking her the same question and she said, I'm grinding.
Of course, because you have a lot to prepare yourself for, right?
Yes.
You have a lot to get done.
Yes.
Just before taking a trip, like just before the flight
Right.
alone. Yeah.
So we competed the final on the 10th of May, and then I was crowned on the 11th of May because it was done by 2 a.m. in the morning. And press interviews after that and photo shoot after that. I got home by 5, got up at 6 because there's an event in the next morning at 7 a.m. So it's been like that nonstop, but I'm really grateful to be experiencing this because never in my wildest dream that I dream about becoming, someone with a title in pageantry. I mean, I have never expected this before. But here I am.
Living a passion life because when we see you guys like on the screen, everything, everybody's handsome, everybody's beautiful, everybody's smiling. Everybody is having a good time.
Right.
But behind the scene, it's like crazy, right?
Oh my goodness. Do you have 4 hours to start?
Right.
And the next 4 days to tell the whole thing. It's just so fascinating to see that whatever that you see on screen, on social media, it's actually, I would say maybe 25% of it all, or 30. Or 20, I don't know. Yeah, because there's so much that's going on behind the scenes, and it got me learn so much about do not judge anyone. I can never judge anyone because of this, because you cannot know the whole picture. Even though you're talking to me for an hour or two, you might have more of the stories, that information of what's going on behind the scene. But actually, it's right when you actually compete, so you experience it. Yeah. So this is very cool and new experience for me, and I'm really glad I decided to do it.
Yeah. I bet. All right. So today we'll be getting to know you a lot better.
Okay.
So maybe we can go back to like เด็กชายโจชลวิทย์
Are we going there?
Yeah, like 10-year-old Joe Cholowit or around that age. So when you were super little,
right.
Did you see yourself, like did you see your future self to be the person that you are right now at all?
Well, my mom would say that she could see me in the public speaking area.
Okay.
And I would say that throughout the years, public speaking has made me become rich. In so many ways.
Yeah.
But when I was young, I was really talkative. One time, the very first time I got on the plane, and my mom said I would not shut up. I would keep talking to people.
Oh, okay. And you're that kid. You're that kid that I don't love on the flight. Yeah.
Like, no screaming, no crying, no running around, but just
interviewing people,
start having conversation. And I'm like, are you serious, mom? Like, I did that. And she said, yes, you keep asking questions and keep the conversation going. And that's one of the weirdest things she would imagine about her son.
Yeah.
Like, I thought you were going to be running around, being naughty, being like, with no manner. And no, I was super polite. I สวัสดีแล้วไหว้ทุกคน My mom would not let me go out of the house or never let me go to that place again if I don't สวัสดีผู้คน
Okay.
So I would have conversations with people on the bus, on everywhere. One time we were on the bus, she said the คนเก็บเงิน คน collect the money.
Yeah.
She keeps coming back to me, not doing her job because she wanted to talk to me and stuff like that. So I think it started out in that way.
สามารถตกกุญกระเป๋าได้ด้วย ไปที่ไหน
ไม่หยุด
ไปที่ไหนก็ตกคนได้
แม่บอกพูดไม่หยุด
with your conversation. You're a weird kid, I would say, because
I mean
I don't see a lot of kids like that. Like, okay, let me interview you.
If only we had social media back then.
Oh yeah,
I would be on the feeds of my mom's.
Right. Okay. So that's how you were as a kid, right?
Yeah.
And you were growing up knowing that, okay, I really enjoy talking to people.
Yes.
And I'm sure you see like people doing that on TV.
Right.
And did you think that this could be me?
I actually don't really remember, but I remember the feeling that I had so much fun. Yeah, I remember that when I was so young, I was selected to be this MC or news anchor of my school.
How young are we talking about?
ป. 2.
What? That's super young.
Yes. The very weird thing about my elementary school, อนุบาลขอนแก่น is that we have the TV stations. So after เคารพธงชาติ everyone go back to the room, classroom, and ทุกคนก็เปิดสมุดเตรียมที่จะเหมือนสรุปจดข่าวครับ and then we would have the TV on each of the classroom.
Okay.
And I would be at the table
anchoring
as the news anchor and like introducing people to come to the next session and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that's the very first time that I experienced the public speaking in real world.
Okay.
And that production fully controlled by students. No teacher. Yeah. เด็กป. 5 ป. 6 นี่จะแบบจับกล้องตัดต่อเปลี่ยนเลื่อน transition
ความจิ๋วแจ๋วเจาะโลกนั่นเหรอ
Yes, I was like, I thought that was normal. And then when I grew up, I talked to my friends from different school. It's like, no
one has that.
ไม่มี we don't have what is it, CCTV or like the closed circuit TV station in school. ไม่มีใครมีรายการโทรทัศน์ในโรงเรียนนะครับ
ขอนแก่น what's happening, man?
I was like, หรอ but I did that like for 5 years,
Okay.
you know.
But did you know at the time what you were doing? Like, what was the purpose of all this?
I remember because I was not actually the anchor. มันมีเหมือนแบบข่าวในประเทศ ต่างประเทศเก็บความรู้ สุขภาพ health in all of the genre of the news. But I was the one who introduced every part แบบสวัสดีครับ I'm greeting people I'm welcoming people to the show and next one coming up will be this let's go to that one แล้วเขาก็จะ transition and then that person come up to the table แล้วก็ read the news yeah so I'm like
คุณเป็นเซนเตอร์นะจริงๆแล้ว
เป็น center
เป็นเซนเตอร์ตั้ง
I'm
แต่
the
เด็ก
center
ว้าว
I'm like oh okay looking back I'm like super cool yeah
and did that change the way people like see you at school like ooh
oh
he's
yes
the famous one
more like he's not gonna be spending much time with friends because he's gonna have to do something for the school แล้วก็
อย่าไปชวนมันเตะบอลเลยเพราะมันคงไม่ว่างหรอก
Thai teacher Thai language teacher ก็จะแบบว่า close to me at every year because they're gonna be like grabbing me to do something and that's when I got the free training for my whole life yeah
wow
that's so weird yeah
but that is good
super good
yeah
super
that's
good
kind of foreshadowing into your future like
yes
this is what you'll be doing a lot
yes
in the next like 10 years yeah okay and you kept doing that like all through your school life
I did that for like 2 or 3 years and then I was busy with more of the gigs from school MCing เริ่มเป็น event every event if only I made money from that I would have my tuition paid off
wow
yeah so from on screen on TV I think ป .4 ป .5 ป .6 เนี่ย I was doing MC like full time so much both in Khon Kaen and when we went to different school in different provinces or even in Bangkok I would come here with the school to represent and stuff like that so yeah that's really really cool I think it got me starting since a very young age
so you're always the one who runs the show but were you ever in the show like as a performer
here and there you know you have to go รำไทย for school you know like you have to แบบว่า
ละครเวทีโรงเรียน
ละครเวทีนี่ when I was in the States
okay
yeah when I grew up more
okay so do you feel the difference between like being an MC and being the performer because the role is different right
totally because when you're the performer you have this one section there's one very section that you practice so much for that you get everything ready you makeup done 5 hours prior to the event and then you perform for 3 minutes and I'm like you know but when you're MC everything that you have prepared for you gotta spend much more time on performing as the MC so I think it's kind of worth it more for me and I enjoyed it because I think maybe I like taking control a little bit and like getting everything you know go smoothly together transitioning smoothly and seamless
directing things
right and building up the energy if it's dropping down I would boost it up I would like I would look at different people at the parts of the show and if someone is more quiet I would shine the light on them because I don't want anyone to be out from that conversation and stuff like that
yeah I think you're the kind of guy every party is one like a party needs to have people like you to just you know make things even more fun stuff like that
one thing is so important I think is that you have to really open your eyes your ears your senses because without doing that you won't be able to be a decent host a decent MC because you would only pay attention to one thing or your script or the thing that you want to ask this person right or the agenda that you have to make it go through but actually not you have to feel the room I always tell people that if you want to be a good host if I look back to my 30 years of like being in this earth and I've been doing the MC so much the most important rule is to be able to read the room without reading the room you don't know what's going on one thing the mindset that you prepare yourself from home is totally different when you actually got to the place sometimes you throw out the whole script because nothing is supposed to be like on the script right so you read the room read the people read the energy and you serve the energy to align with that level and I think this is so crucial and you won't be able to do that until you have so many experiences emceeing on stage because you kind of have to like เดาๆมโนนึกเอาว่ามันน่าจะเป็นแบบนี้ so it's I think it's all about experience
right ชั่วโมงบินเนาะ
right
yeah the more you have done it the better you can get
flying hours
จริงครับ and there are too many times I learned that the hard way myself too because this is kind of what I do, and I was trying so hard to be a good host. And like you said, I couldn't agree more. We have to read the room. We have to listen to the real conversation
Right.
in front of you, not like reading your script and make sure that, oh, did I ask that question? Because that happens to me too. Sometimes I just threw out the script. And this is more fun, having a real
True.
talk with someone.
True, and I think people nowadays, or I don't know if before too, we lack of the ability to listen. And when we don't listen, we don't keep the conversation going as it's supposed to go. You can see that so many hosts or MC, after the interviewee answers already, right? Or not even finished, the MC asks a different thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as viewer, we are like, wait, I
Yeah.
want to know more about that.
Didn't you hear that?
It's getting good. Like
Right.
it's getting good. It's getting to the point. Like
Yeah.
can we go back, but you can't.
Yeah.
Because this is happening because of you don't listen. When you are not listening, you are not in the presence. You are not in resonance. So it doesn't go as it's supposed to go naturally.
Right.
Yeah, and we can't go to the deep conversation because of that.
And I think this is so good. Just write it down in case you're preparing yourself or you're exploring the chance of becoming someone who's doing the job as Joe does right now. Because our channel is all about communication, using English, and maybe they're someone who are doing their shows in English or in like both languages. And this is a lot like more important than like how to write a good script.
True.
Yeah. Okay. And being on so many like live events, I think it's already prepared you for your next venture, which is like being a contestant on a competition. So
Right.
we'll be talking about that more. But first of all, let's talk about your English first because you speak great English.
My Tinglish?
And English, yeah, we all do that. Yeah, but your English is great, and yeah, of course, our listeners and our viewers would like to know how you practice or how you improve your English.
Well, I was not born this way. I was born in a small town called Nampong. It's in Khon Kaen province, a small town 30 kilometers from downtown, travel back and forth and living with my single mom. But I watched Kamnidi, so my English got so good.
Whoa. ยังไม่เกิด
ยังไม่เกิด
นะยังไม่เกิด
รายการยังไม่เกิด
Feel like 60 years old.
Sorry, I mixed up. I wanted to please you so much.
But I'm sure you were like watching or consuming media that helps you improving your English. Right?
I must say that I grew up with pop culture. Because back then there's nothing much, right? Mostly is tapes from, the music and the singers.
คุณเกิดทันใช่ไหมยุคเทปคาสเซ็ต
ใช่ Tapeเนี่ย was there until I was in ม.1 ม.2
I see. Okay.
ใช่ So I remember the very first time that I got so interested in English was in ป. 4. It was 2002. So the song 2002 really hits me.
Yeah.
The song, the 2002, right? Yeah.
I see.
Like back at that time, it's a good time. I was in the time that me and my friends started listening to English music. And back then on TV, they would play only some same things over and over again. So it was Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, Westlife, Jennifer Lopez, Eminem.
Yeah.
Eminem without me is still stuck in my head. Like that. So like when I said I grew up with Britney Spears, I grew up with Eminem, people would laugh because so many people would connect.
Yeah.
It's the time that we didn't really have so many choices. And it's that genre and the TV keep playing it.
Yeah.
So I listened to it without knowing what they were singing.
I see.
I try to sing I try to listen แล้วก็อินเทอร์เน็ตตอนนั้นยังไม่เข้าถึงมากมาย when you have to go on internet is
Yeah, it's pretty new then.
for like 3 minutes right until
Yeah.
you get into the internet but ป. 4 was not really there so I didn't have the access to lyrics so พี่บิ๊ก I listen and I jot down what I heard
Yeah.
and I sang along I jot down in Thai
Oh, คาราโอเกะเหรอ
Yes
Wow.
I really wanted to because in tape ที่มันเป็นกระดาษยาวๆอ่ะ
ครับ
there would only be like 1 or 2 songs of the lyrics เพราะมันไม่มีพื้นที่
Right.
so when I was in ป. 6 I remember internet was like becoming very accessible the moment that I found out the true lyrics I screamed and cried and ran away from the computer it's nothing like what I heard
yeah
nothing like at all because I was in a Thai school my English was not good I was so young my teachers were not good in English
yeah we can all relate to that right
I know
yeah
so when I saw that I was in shock and very disappointed and I have to relearn the whole lyrics
yeah
the whole thing so that's my turning point
yeah
of all time yeah so
and what did you think at the time that I need to get better at this kind of thing
it's like starting over I didn't know what I was doing but I was glad that I actually got access to the real lyrics I would print out แล้วก็ใส่แฟ้ม all of the songs that I liked
wow very organized
like so many so I was like yeah it's like oh wow but I still didn't really understand what the lyric was until I got older
okay
and to tell you what 90% was sexual
yeah right
and curse word
yeah that's what we found on like hit songs
in hit songs
especially hip hop right yeah but that's how you learn because you love the songs and
right.
and you just learn it just to sing along at
True.
first but who's to say that's a bad way of starting out right
it's the best way because you are so passionate about nobody is forcing you to do it you are trying so hard to make time for it because you wanted it so bad I really wanted it I really wanted to แอบฟังซาวเบาใช่ไหม
ซาวเบารู้
ใส่เทปซาวเบาเป็นสี่เหลี่ยมก่อนที่จะมาเป็นซีดีแล้วก็เครื่องเล่นซีดีแล้วก็ใส่หูฟังก่อนที่จะมาเป็นอีกเครื่องเล่น MP3 แล้วก็เสียบดูดเพลงดูดเพลงปลอมด้วยนะเมื่อก่อน
ใช่
โอ้ดาวน์โหลดช้
ำไพเรททั้งสิ้น
โอ้โหแบบขายทุกที่เลยมี100 ซอง1,000 ซองเนี่ยแหละฮะก็ไม่รู้จะขอบคุณตรงนี้ดีไหมนะฮะแต่ว่ามันก็เป็น
huge source
มันเป็นสื่อที่ is the only source that I could get access to even though I did not understand a thing I was like why you sing baby so much what is going on with baby ทารก
that's true
like โอทารก
but that's good because you get curious about stuff you're not just only singing along anymore but you like kind of think along now
True.
like oh why do you have to say like baby all the time
doesn't make sense and then the lyrics it doesn't go to the end of the sentence
right
like it goes to the halfway and then you start the new thing but actually it connects so you don't really know the true meaning of it
okay
leave alone the disguised meaning in the words and the way they were singing right but the best thing that I learned is pronunciation language for me is all about copy and paste is the task the skill that we learn because you won't adapt you know in your own ways and stuff like that learning language to pronounce words is copy the best way you can and paste deliver in the best way you can so that you can sound not only like native speakers but you can sound correctly yeah I mean when I was young I think in ม.ต้น when I was learning more of the English I was so pumped and excited when I see a foreign exchange student in my school you know พี่บิ๊กมีใช่ไหมเวลาเด็กต่างชาติมาแล้วเด็กไทยก็ 2-3 พันคน but that เด็กต่างชาติคนเดียวเนี่ย that foreigner would be so popular like people would like oh ฝรั่งเด็กนักเรียนแลกเปลี่ยนอะไรใช่ไหมฮะ and I would be so excited to go and talk to them and my friend would say ต้องขนาดนั้นเลยเหรอ my friend would be like กระแดะมาก
but you didn't see me interviewing people when I was like on the plane when I was little because you didn't know that about me so this is not like weird at all
and
this
then
is what I do
and then I changed the way I pronounce things and my Thai friends would be like what are you doing that's too much ต้องขนาดนั้นเลยเหรอกระแดะปะดัดจริตหรือเปล่าso my friends I love them but they are so judgmental
I know yeah they could be so mean
super mean
just because they couldn't do it or they chose not to do it but when we try to pronounce it correctly they make fun of us
I had to have so much confidence ภาษาไทยคือต้องหน้าหนามากที่จะแบบยังยืนยันที่จะ pronounce แบบนั้นต่อไป because I know it's the right way to pronounce it and when I say the Thai way he's like what are you talking about what is it what right so the only way is to just pronounce it correctly
so they understand me
True.
so we can have a talk
true
right.
so that communication happens yeah
So if you have like your goal of wanting to make friends or wanting to connect with people, well, the hell what other people would say about
True.
my pronunciation
True.
because I'm doing what I do right now to make friends. Yeah.
That's very true and I'm just if I could go back I would thank myself to like keep going
Yeah.
because when you do something that other people are not doing even these days if you are trying to be a host and maybe your friends are not doing it and if they are talking down on you so much and keep saying that and keep saying that and keep saying that somehow you might not want to do it anymore
Yeah.
because you have to fight so much with that judgment with that criticism which is not constructive
Yeah.
right so these kind of things can bring you down and can stop you from doing what you actually want to do I am going to go back and thank me for just like don't give a thing
Yeah.
and kept going
Okay.
because it got me here yeah
Of course. Yeah. So, and this is a good lesson too. Just insist on what you're doing if you know what you're doing.
true
Yeah.
true
And at one point, you yourself become an international student, like exchange student
Right.
in the US, right?
True.
Okay. Tell us about that.
in high school I was supposed to ไปสอบ AFS
ที่
ม
เขา
3
ฮิตกัน
ฮิ
ทุ
ต
กคน
มาก
ทำ Yeah.
ฮิตมากโครงการอื่นไม่ไปไม่แบบไม่เอาเพิ่งเกิดโครงการเพิ่งเกิด
Yeah.
ต้อง AFS ไม่รู้เลยตอนนั้นว่า AFS ย่อมาจากอะไร AFS it sounds cool it's the biggest one
Yeah.
it's the top one I have to go there ม3ตื่นขึ้นมานัดเพื่อนไปกินข้าววันเสาร์เพื่อนใส่ชุดนักเรียนมาทำไม why are you wearing uniform he said I went to take a test for AFS I was like oh it's today
What? You missed the day of the test?
I froze for like 35 hours พี่บิ๊ก I just sat there
So
Didn't look-
disappointed in
so
yourself?
like looking down at my shoes my flip-flop because I was not wearing the uniform because my friend was I was in shock I thought it was next week
I see.
so
So
I'm
you
like-
missed the first year.
I didn't tell anyone
Okay.
I didn't mention it so inม4 grade 10
Yeah.
I was like I'm doing this so I told my mom because I was so inspired by one friend she's my senior she's like 3 years older she went to FS came back changed her life and I was like who is this person
All those FS students do. Like,
Yeah.
they come back a different person.
I'm like
Always.
the way they
always.
talk
Yeah.
the way they present themselves
How confident they
how
become.
confident how chill and the way they speak English it just like mind blown I'm like I want to be like that this is gonna be me right so I did that but my mom she was like guess what we don't have money because even though you got in AFS you still have to pay about 350,000 บาท 350,000 ถึง 400,000
It's a lot of money.
เพื่อที่จะสมทบใช่ไหมฮะ It's a lot of money and at the end of the day you ended up paying like a lot more than the fee that you had to pay and my mom said you kind of have to be like number one like you have to มันมี ranking if you rank the highest you would be able to select US แล้วมันก็จะมี US แล้วก็มีประเทศอื่นทีนี้ขอนแก่นเนี่ย is a big city people from different city come to ขอนแก่นto take a test I'm like don't come please don't come I have more competitions right some province is like 100 people but for ขอนแก่น that year is almost 600
Wow.
so I'm like oh I'm not going to America and then I took a test and then I got the first
Wow.
luckily I don't know how and then I told my mom I thought she was gonna be like good job she's always like that right you have to
Right.
have straight A and everything
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna be happy she's like well still the fact that we don't have money
Man.
and I'm like yeah I know and then I was on the phone and my eyes was tearing down I was started to cry and all of my friends was so happy for me their face was like
Yeah.
for me and I'm like what do I do I didn't know But at the end of that day, I think she talked to my dad, and somehow he made it happen. And we were like, okay, we're gonna take the loan for you. But at that time, you didn't really know if you're spending this much money, it's gonna be worth it for your kid to go away for 1 year, spending that much money and 100% from loan. And you have to come back and repeat your year. You have to catch up with your friend. There's so much happening. But I was so sure that I wanted to go. I wanted to go for 3 or 4 years already. So that happened thanks to my parents. And I went to America. But before I went, I was 1 hour delayed because I didn't have the host family. It was 2008. It's the crisis, the financial crisis.
Right.
Hamburger ใช่ไหม And I was like, I'm not going to America again. This is not my year. But then at the end of the month, I got the host family and turned out they are the best people in the world for me. So I think everything happened for a reasons. It's the right timing. It's so right timing.
Where did you get sent to?
Portland, Oregon.
Good city.
Yeah.
Good state.
But back then, Thai people were like, Portland where?
Yeah.
But I was sent there and I was in a school with more than 3,000 kids. In America, it's so weird. Usually it's 800, 1,000, 1,200, maximum. But mine was 3,000.
That's a
so
huge
imagine
school, huh?
It's like walking into High School Musical. And my school was so musical.
What?
80% of the people carry an instrument.
Oh, yeah.
50% sings. 30% play bands.
Yeah.
It's like that. So I'm like, I am the best place in the world. And we are so big in theater. They have the theater bigger than 600 people can fit in the theater just for the students to perform in the musical. And that's when I got into musical.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got a role. You went for a tryout, an audition.
I got there the first day, and then the second day it was a tryout.
What?
So I'm like, a tryout? What does that mean? But I'm like, okay, let's go for a tryout. Okay, for musical, right?
Now that I'm here, I'll do anything,
I'll do
everything.
everything. I enroll every single thing that could not collect the credit back to my home country because I don't care about it. I'm just gonna take everything that Thailand doesn't have to offer, right? So I took all of the musical thing. But some of the things that you must take, like U.S. history, U.S. politics, I still have to take, right?
Okay.
But 90% are the fun things. And then I went to the trial for the musical. That year we did Bye Bye Birdie. It's the classic in America, right? Standing there, I remember, and like more than 100 kids was in the seats. I was stand in the front of the stage looking at those people, and they don't care about who you are. It's not like in Thailand. It's not like, oh, he's an exchange student. It's like, oh, he's an exchange student. So what? Because everyone is so different. Nobody cares. So I was like, how do I get the part? So I stand there instead of like, 001 Joe, and I'm gonna do this for you, right? I said, 001 Joe, exchange student from Thailand. And this is my second day. And everyone was like, woohoo! Just like that.
All right.
And then everybody knew me.
Yeah. They're rooting for you now. Like,
just like that.
This kid got like,
yeah. It's like, it's your second day and you're trying out for this already?
Right.
Cool, man. Like, good job.
Yeah.
We want to be your friends. And it happens like that.
I see.
In Thailand, might be different. Yeah. But one very difficult things for me is there might be like, go Joe, go. Like, good job. But they would be like that for some times, but not all the time. มันไม่เหมือนแบบคนไทยที่ถ้ายังไม่สนิท not really friendly too, but when you are close to each other already, you get close. But in America, you are so close instantly. You seem closed instantly. Hey, P.B., how are you doing? Good. Have a nice day and go, right?
Right.
It's shut down. So in America, it's backwards. People can be very friendly to you, but then at lunchtime, you might not have a seat at the table. So imagine in หนัง in the movie when the new kid just carry the food walking into the canteen and look around and people are like ไม่มีคนชวนนั่ง just like that and so many kids at school no table for me. No one invited me to. So if you see that the main character in the movie go to the toilet to have lunch, you've seen that, right?
You did that?
I got to live the American dream.
Wow. That is
เพราะว่า
harsh,
ไม่รู้จะ
man.
ทำยังไงไม่รู้จะทำยังไงแล้วก็แบบโอเคเดินไม่มีที่นั่งแบบนั่งด้วยได้ไหมไม่รู้จะพูดว่ายังไงดีเดินไปถึงห้องน้ำแล้วไปนั่งกินข้างใน
Wow.
for some few days แล้วก็แบบมันเป็นอย่างนี้นี่เอง and then I feel so lonely like feel so lonely in the first 1 or 2 weeks because I really have to survive by myself I mean I have my host family but I just got to know them for 2 weeks too I can't really communicate and the friends at school you know it's not gonna happen every classroom we change classes all the time you won't have the friend that you are close with yet so I think that's the time that I became very independent at the very young age
I think your survival mode kicks in at a situation like this exactly
True.
because you need to survive you need to make it
Yeah.
so you have to do whatever it takes and this is how you improve your English
Super true.
Yeah.
Super true. I had to pull everything in my every cell just to survive.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I learned is that I remember my first class at school. I could read, I could talk to people, but at the end of the class, I was like, I went to the teacher and I said, "What's the homework for today?" Again, like I don't know. And she said, "What do you mean?" Like I said, "I didn't understand." And she said, "What do you mean you didn't understand? You are speaking English with me." And I said,
Yeah, they don't get it.
I
They
said,
don't get
I-
it because we
I don't
seem
know.
like we know what we're doing, but it's different stories when you get to use English in the real world.
and the hardest part is listening.
Yeah.
Because writing, speaking, everything, it comes from inside of us. It's coming out, inside out. But when you are listening to people, it's coming in.
Yeah.
And you cannot,
Yeah.
you can, it doesn't make sense to you because it doesn't catch the receptor inside of you. So the words, the way they pronounce things, they say students. I'm like, students? Like students?
Yeah. คุณเรียน student มานะ
ใช่ student
Yeah.
and ฝรั่ง in Thailand doesn't speak like the real ฝรั่ง in the real world
Yeah.
student
Because
I don't know
they do it for our sakes, like so
True.
the students can understand. So
Yes.
student.
that's why you have to
Like
เขาเรียกว่าอะไรนะ ปรับหูนานมากครับ
Yeah.
ประมาณ 3-4-5 เดือนเลยแหละใช่
And it's worth it. I mean, you have to. This is something you have to go through in
Yeah.
order to get to the next level of your English proficiency, if you
Yes.
will. Yeah. Okay. So, by the way, did you get the part? Did you get the?
I
that
get
you
the part
answered?
I get
Really?
7 parts at the musical
What? Oh, okay. Because sometimes one person
Different scenes.
have to play like
Yes.
different characters,
and
right?
it was so huge 80 people were in the musical
Wow.
you can imagine how big that was
Yeah.
and I got the 7 parts 7 costume change the stage even like move in and out ups and down the year before me it was the Wizard of Oz and they have this green lady flying around the
Oh, yeah,
auditorium
yeah.
it's like that
Wow.
huge
Wow.
so yeah for me that time I think most of the exchange students got so lonely because when the school finished at 2 or like 2:30 they go home แล้วก็เมื่อก่อนก็เล่น MSM กับที่บ้าน
MSN เนาะ
โทรหาที่บ้านใช่ไหมครับ homesick หนักมาก but for me from 2 p.m. until 9 p.m. is my time at
Yeah.
practice
Yeah.
so that's when the real things happen that's when I get to use my English
And you have no time to get lonely.
nope
Yeah.
nope you are
You
so
get
busy
busy.
you make real friends you practice with them every single day
So 7 parts, 7 roles. Did you have a speaking part too?
I do one speaking part but most of it are like singing
Okay.
ใช่
Okay. So my question is was your English at the time ready for this kind of performance?
Nope. I went to watch the video. I had no idea what I was talking about.
Wow. Okay. So this is so brave. I mean, even
Yeah.
though we are not qualified, but just fake it till you make it, right?
You just have
As they
to
say.
fake it. You just have to go for it. You just have to grab the opportunity. Because my mom spent 400,000 for me to be here. I'm just gonna make every minute count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is this what you're doing too with the pageant? Because we were talking before. And he was like, I don't think I'm that ready and because he's got a lot of things to get done before he take a trip right and get to Poland for this supranational but is this you like faking it until you make it again like internationally because you've done it in the country you were like the ตัวเต็งมาก่อน that people expect you to win and you did win but now it's not just like Thailand stage but you have to go and win over every other guys on the stage so how ready are you right now
I have to say that Thailand got me so prepared
how
not only Supranational Thailand but also all of the challenges that we did every single production that I had to be in
right.
every fan comments that I had to read and engage with every judgment and criticism from the judge the people who watch me the people that I love that I know recommendations from everyone I mean the whole 2 or 3 months have been really helpful to get me ready because this year we had the competition about 1 month late so that means I have only 1 month left to prepare before flying to Poland but for me I would thank the experience in the 3 months that got me so ready we have model challenge we have so many challenges that I mean so many of Mister Supras from different countries that we talk on DMs and we talk on messages already and some of them are like you know what Thailand เล่นใหญ่มาก
oh because of course they watch our competition
ใช่คือแบบเล่นใหญ่มาก it's not only good production but like ทุกอย่างแบบเอาจริงเอาจังมากเลยอ่ะแบบเล่นใหญ่ภาษาอังกฤษพูดว่าอะไรดีอ่ะพี่เบกแบบ
I don't know like extra
you go so extra
we're so extra
so huge like you know like your one challenge is bigger than my national round คือแบบจริงเพราะว่า nobody does one small challenge we have 8 cameras usually it's 2 to 4 but this is 7 to 8 and guess what as a competitor you walk out there it's not just ทำไมโจ้เดินแบบนี้ทำไมโจ้ถึงยิ้มแบบนี้ทำไมโจ้ดูไม่มั่นใจเลยอ่ะทำไมแบบอย่างงุ้นอย่างงี้อย่างงั้นใช่ไหมฮะ actually what goes on into your mind for example you walk out you have to know the blocking where you have to walk you have to walk to the first point step to this point talk walk to the center walk around and walk back again to the center and you have to look at every single camera 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and you also have to make an eye contact with the judges and the people who are sitting there and also you have to spread the kindness and the love the good and chill energy แผ่ออร่ารู้สึกว่าเฮ้ยมันดีจังเลยอ่ะไม่มีอะไรเลย so good I'm so chill I'm you know I
แต่ข้าง
got
ใน
this
คือ
โอ้โหเดินยังไงต่อวะเดินเมื่อกี้กูเดินไหนต่อวะเมื่อกี้เดินมากี่รอบแล้ววะแล้วพูดไปถึงต้องพูดแล้วไม่อยู่สูงเกินไปอย่าลืมจับให้ต่ำลงมานะเดี๋ยวเสียงไม่เข้าไลฟ์นะในฮอลเนี่ยได้ยินแต่ในไลฟ์ไม่ได้ยินนะเราต้องพูดว่าอะไร MST 24จำเลขตัวเองได้ก็บุญแล้วฮะ MST 24โจชลวิทย์วงศ์ศรีวอหันไปมองกล้อง2ปุ๊บเราค่อยเดินนะอะไรอย่างเงี้ย It's so much happen in one show and this is a challenge
yeah this is not just a live event but this is being televised and there are so many cameras you have to work with right
and the camera of the phones that you will already forever be on social media and you know when we have this vertical video พี่เบกเนี่ย when you ตัดมีนะใส่ vertical นะ you can see แบบ the hair in my nose and my eyelashes and how my makeup is done เพราะว่ามันจะซูมใกล้มาก so everything you move on stage is scary
แล้วทุกอย่าง HD หมดนะอย่าลืม
HD มากแล้ว Supra ปีนี้คือใช้ 4K แล้วมีแบบ200เฟรมด้วยแบบ slow motion แล้วคือโอ้โห so it's really a challenge and on the
huge production
yes and on the final day ก็คือซ้อมกัน4 วัน 4 คืนเพราะว่าเวลาเราซ้อม we practice ตั้งแต่วินาทีแรกที่เหมือนโจถือเก้าอี้ขึ้นมาขึ้นไปเพื่อเปิดโชว์จนถึงวินาทีมงลง and when you don't know who's gonna มง who's gonna get in the top 10 top 5 มัน swap ไปเรื่อยๆรอบนี้กลุ่มนี้ตกรอบรอบนี้กลุ่มนี้เข้ารอบ swap เพื่อให้รู้ว่าทั้ง8 pattern 8 รอบที่เราโชว์คุณต้องเดินแบบไหนเพราะคุณไม่รู้ว่าคุณจะไป swap กับใคร คุณต้องเป็นให้ได้ทั้งคนที่ตกรอบและเข้ารอบอะไรอย่างนี้ครับโมเมนต์ถ้ากลับไปดูตอนที่มงแล้วอ่ะมันจะมี final walk I don't remember a thing I was standing there แล้วก็ผู้กำกับข้างหน้าก็แบบเดินมาแล้วเป็นแบบนี้ แบบนี้ แล้วโจกับแตงกวาก็โอเคเดินอะไรอย่างเงี้ยครับ It's a whole new world
You have to do it
You have to make it happen
You have to make it happen
make the face because you know the camera is there and you have to guess along if you are doing the right thing so fake it until you make it it's all about the confidence in you you can do that in everything in your life
So now that you're well prepared in terms of production and how like your stage presence and how you do things on the stage let's see how you will do on the interview round because this is a big thing and I'm scared for you guys because every time I watch one of these competition I was like oh man please do a good job on answering questions
it's
because it could
part.
get like super awkward if they're doing like badly
true
and we're like oh god that's what a cringe and I don't want to experience that because I'm scared for you guys so
so please get me ready
okay all right so I think these are one of the like hard questions
right
but I kind of think that you'll get to answer one of these for sure.
Okay.
So let's do world peace because it's huge in the world of pageantry, right? World peace. How do we achieve it? So this is from actually Miss Universe 1990, and I think it's a classic too.
I think any kind of peace comes from a good and effective communication. When problems happen.When bad things happen, when wars happen, it's because of the lack of effective and positive communication. So diplomatic conversation is one of the best way to perform the effective communication. If every country leaders can get together and can actually simply talk it out is super simple, right? But talk it out is super hard too because if they could do it, there would be no war.Everything would be solved with the communication. But we are here in the world of war, in the world of conflict, in the world of chaos because of the lack of communication. I do believe that's the biggest mean in the world that we can achieve so that we can get to the point when we can say that we have peace in life.
9.9. What the hell? 10. I'll give you 10.
Yes.ขอบคุณครับ
Represent. Okay, representing Thailand.
Really,
Joe Chalovit. Next question.
Okay.
Do you think being handsome will get you far in life? So this is from Mister International 2017.
I really do believe that being beautiful, being handsome will get you far in life because we are human. Human is born with the ability to judge so well. We judge everything by its cover first, and first impression happens in 1/10 of the second, according to Cornell University study, Princeton. And of course, we would judge from the look. But after the look, it's our job to prove that not only this, but in here, that I deserve the place to be here. So I think it goes both ways. But the biggest door to open your opportunity is the outside. So make sure you might not be handsome or beautiful, but make sure you look good. Make sure you look decent so you can get far in life.
9.97. What the hell? 10. I'll give you another 10. เราต้องช่วยกันเนาะเราต้องช่วยกัน
ฉีดยา
but I like your answer a lot yeah and you know what it feels like this is what you really think and this is what you might actually say in real life conversation too not just like the stage answer
right it's the conversation that people are having these days you know especially when you want to get a good job you want to get far in life you want to get to jobs mostly why didn't you get it why didn't I get it maybe somebody looked apart but you don't so that person get it you might be the same level of intelligence you might be smart you might be funny but somehow that person looks better just like that is the real world
9.9 เอาไม่ใช่เหรอเอาไม่ใช่โอเคโอเค all right but you know what actually it got me thinking about what people are talking about so much these days like beauty privilege so they might view the passion like the word of pageantry like something that is dated like this is so 3 decades ago why are you guys still doing this we are not like looking at people just like the face only no more so beauty privilege I'm someone who don't believe in passion or like beauty contest but I'm willing to hear what you have to say so change my mind
Beauty pageant is definitely about beauty privilege. We have to admit that because, I mean, if you don't look good, you're not in there, right? However, the reason that beauty pageant is still here is because it's fun to watch. It's an entertainment business. It makes so much money. And also at the same time, it creates so many more things. I learned so much from beauty pageant. I learned about so many countries from beauty pageant. I learned the languages from beauty pageant. I learned about the business that works in each of the country in beauty pageant. I learned about politics. I was a journalist, right? I learned so much about the politics in beauty pageant. Sometimes you have never heard about this country before in your life. And then the person won. You get into learning about that new culture, new language, the food, the coffee, right? Nicaragua. I ordered coffee. I was like, Nicaragua. Okay, let's do the coffee. Everything comes with beauty pageant. So it makes so much money for the sponsors, for the organizer, and at the same time, it creates so much of the opportunities who are competing. At the same time, you can get so inspired by the people that are fighting for their life to be on the stage, to fight for their fans, for their countries, for themselves, for their family, right? And also, if you are inspired, you can change your life too. And one biggest thing that we can see right now is, okay, supranational Thailand. You don't have to be typical, beautiful, or handsome to get into the top positions, the top 5, top 10. We don't really do that anymore. Everything is both from the outlook and from the within. This is why I say that beauty pageant, what we see is 20 or 30%. 70% that people don't see are count as points, so that person win. Some people are so beautiful. เดินดีมากหุ่นดีที่สุดตกตั้งแต่รอบแรกครับ because of they don't make that 70% of the points. They might not be easy to work with. They might not be responsible. They might not be the person that the organization think would represent their organization well or to be working with in the next 1 or 3 years. So this kind of thing happens, and I would say that is a good platform for both the competitor, the contenders, the organizers, sponsors, and the viewers to learn and grow.
9.999
ตัดอันที่เหลือนะพูดยาวไปหน่อย อีกจุด0.001
ถ้ากรรมการใจดีอย่างนี้ก็คงดีสินะ
ใช่ครับผม
เฮ้ยแต่ I really like it especially the part that you don't shy away from talking about money like why does this thing exist oh it's fun and it makes money
right
and I think and that's true and that's the fact right because that's what really happens in the real world
I truly believe that I mean money cannot buy everything but money can buy so many things so many things that if you make much money enough you don't have to do everything for money
wow 9.999
now I might have to do something I hate the most because I have to get that money
yeah
I have to go on doing this and this and that. You have to work. You have to do this that you hate the people, that you hate the job because you need that money. But if you make enough, you have enough, you have more choice in life. You don't have to choose to do that anymore.
That is true.
You might choose to do something more meaningful with less money. Yeah.
Wow. Good. I think you're ready. I think you're ready for this.
I am?
Yeah.
Okay. If people says so.
Yeah. Let's talk more about this competition in particular, like supranational, right? What is the significance of this brand, or why do we have to watch it, like, and follow it?
Supranational, it's actually the word that used in diplomatic world. We don't really hear it a lot. At first, I thought they combined the two words, that make it up or something. Supra and national. But supranational means to go beyond borders. It's like international. Beyond borders. So beyond borders in what sense? Not only physically, but also the mindset. If you want to have a global mindset, it's not about where you are. Like, I don't have to be in America or Europe to be a global citizen. I can be here. I can be in Khon Kaen to have a global mindset, to understand what goes on in the world, and to have empathy for people with different cultures, right? So supranational is combining these people that are talented, that maybe look good, that strive on achieving their goals in life, that are inspired to do good things for themselves and for communities, because we have the campaign that we have to have in order to bring it there to show that I'm not just a beauty, I'm beauty with brain, and I'm with brain and service to the community as well. And I do have that, and I want to show that to the world. So supranational really looks at people in all forms. They are not looking for the best body. It's not only for models, right? They don't look for the tallest person in the room. They don't look for the most beautiful, most handsome people, but they actually look with all the whole package. You have to have the whole package, and you have to be the one that they want to work with too. Supranational taught me that and showed me that, and that's why we have the word super family. At first I heard, I'm like, this is so corny.
Yeah.
Like EP Big works here and you guys go, standard family. We are standard family.
We're like family.
We are like family. We're
Family.
standard, #standard family. I was like, okay.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But when I get into super family, the way they treat each other, so many people have been in so many other places before. And when they come to compete in Supra, they are like, this is no like others. We respect each other. We help each other. There's no toxic relationship going on. For real. And the past 3 months, it's been like that. We are there to be good and to be kind to each other. It's more like going to a camp. It's like going to school. I miss going to กองประกวด when there's day off. มันเป็นเหมือนแบบว่างแล้ว เพราะว่ามันสนุกมาก
Yeah.
if people are following me on social media and everyone is like ข้างหลังนี่คือเล่นกันเป็นลิงเลย ไม่มีแบบฉันเป็นคู่แข่งกับเธอไม่ฉันคือตัวเต็งเธอไม่ตัวเต็งไม่มี ลืมไปแล้วเล่นหัวนี่อายุมากสุดโดนเด็ก19-20เล่นหัวเล่นหางอยู่อย่างนี้ครับมันเป็นแฟมิลี่แบบนั้นแล้วจะเห็นได้ว่าหลังจากประกวดจบอะยัง get together the whole big group the whole time I have to sometimes say no like I'm busy tomorrow จริงๆไม่ busy นะดื่มดริงก์บ่อยไปแล้ว แต่ว่าอยู่กันแบบสนุกอย่างนั้นเลยนะครับแล้ว Super Family เนี่ยมันก็เลย shape me to be the person that okay you might not be the best looking in the room or the best body in the room or the best brain in the room but you have what you got you have come this far you cherish your journey and you bring it there to show the world and they want to see that too this is the main purpose of Supranational Thailand and Supranational International being the inspiration and to aspire to be the better person yeah
But at the end of the day, you're there to win. So
Right.
how do you plan to do that? Because like I said before, we have never seen any Asian contestants at least got into the final 5 or like win the title. And all of those guys are like Latino and,
right
and guys like that, like Brazilian and
Spanish
190 centimeters. Yeah,
97 last year.
Super buff, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah. So how do you plan to win those guys?
I am bringing my true self to the stage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna enjoy. I think the biggest goal for me to be in Supranational is to be able to enjoy. because I think that's the hardest thing when you're in such very competitive competition, one of the
Atmosphere.
most prestigious male pageant in the world with about 40 different countries, and everybody has got their, good background, good projects, good beauty and brain and everything. Being able to be happy and joyful and enjoy that is the hardest thing. What if I'm there and I'm the best looking guy in the room, but if I don't enjoy it? Can you imagine? I won't win. If I cannot make friends or get along with people or be presentable and giving out the good vibes, but I'm the best body, I have the best face, I have the best project, I won't win. It comes together. So I truly believe that this is my goal. I'm gonna do my best, and at the end of the day, if I come back, like in competition in Thailand, if I come back and look at the videos of my performance, and I'm okay with it, and I'm so freaking proud of what I see, that's I win. I can tell myself that I gave it my all. Yeah.
I agree. So just being able to enjoy yourself, that's your best chance. That's your
it's the hardest.
best bet.
It's the hardest.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. We do hope that you can enjoy yourself, and I can tell that you will enjoy yourself
Thank
so
you.
much. Yeah.
Really looking forward to that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So 4th of July, that's the big day. I'm not sure if we get to air before or after the competition, but just cut to the future, like right after the competition's over. What do you want to be able to tell yourself besides I gave it my all and I did my best?
Throughout the years, I think besides from work as journalists and MCs, and one of the things that I learned so much that I really enjoy with is to share my experience and knowledge of communication skills with people. And every time that I get to do that, it's like เติมเต็มสิ่งที่หายไป it's boosting my energy, is to give me a break from the craziness and chaos in real world. Because when I get to see these young students, young generation in Thailand, in high school, students in college, in universities, is not only I get to teach and share with them the communication skills that I got from my career, being MC and all that. I also give it a platform and a space for them to share with me their stories. Their stories of their struggle, what they are going through, and some of them went through something, and they could share the way that they went through it with their friends. And most of that are the violence that happens in their life, and we don't talk about it. And it clicked with me so much because I have been working in the communication industry, and we have seen so much of the violence that we cannot see, but it hurts so bad, which is verbal violence. We talk so bad on each other. We hurt each other by words. Words is the most powerful tool in the world. It's like if you compete in pageantry, you get everything and then you can't use your word effectively to answer the last question, you might not win. So words is everything. World leaders use words, just 1 or 2 words, and can change the world. I want to be able to do that too. And verbal violence kills is my campaign that I've been working for about almost 5 years already. I have been doing this. I really enjoy it. I'm bringing this to the Supranational 2024, and I would want to keep doing this after that with the organizations that I would be working with in the future. And one of my goal is I'm gonna certify to be in this area so I can help people more with the psychology and communication skills to be one of the coaches that really work in this field professionally. Yeah.
Well, speaking of words, we do love words too. You can tell from
You do?
the name of the show, Comedy. So that's our brand.
Okay.
And yeah, speaking of the words word or come, I want to know if you have any favorite words in Thai, in English, like
In Thai,
or
in English,
all languages that you speak. Can you give like one word for each
ตอนนี้คำที่พูดบ่อยกันมากภาษาไทยก็คือทำถึง
ทำถึง
yes
yeah
I think I got that many comment แบบทำถึง
Yeah.
so ทำถึงis it's very short and simple but if you get said to like that if people use that word for you that's the best thing
yeah
if you ทำไม่ถึง that's gonna be the total opposite so I would encourage everyone to just do everything whatever it takes on whatever you do
ทำให้ถึง
ทำให้ถึง
Yeah.
so you won't regret at the end of the day just ทำให้ถึงแล้วมันจะไปให้สุดแล้วก็ภาษาอังกฤษเหรอ
yeah you have any I'm sure you do
authentic
authentic oh wow
I really had a hard time with this word
why
during the pageantry because I feel like I was accused of not being my authentic self
really like they call you like fake or something
I was seen as pretending trying to be someone else trying so much to be in the pattern of pageantry trying so much too much to be a pageant guy and one of the things that would get me pissed off the most in life is to be accused of something I am not or I didn't do so but I listened to people but I listened and I came back to myself and said am I pretending am I not being my natural self they want to see me ธรรมชาติไม่เป็นธรรมชาติเลยอ่ะแบบแข็งทื่อมากเป็นแพทเทิร์นมากฝึกมาเยอะอะไรอย่างเงี้ยนะฮะ because in fact it's my first and probably last time in pageantry I do not have the pattern just yet like I'm actually surviving on stage because when you're up there พี่บิ๊ก it's so under pressure ใช่ไหมyou're in your basic instinct I had no time
to pretend anymore this is me trying to survive right
I didn't even remember what the question was right after I answer it like just like that I didn't remember it just went on so fast when you are doing something like that is so excited and nerve-wracking you know so I gave the answer to myself that this is my authentic self but that might not be the self that people would expect out of me that's the reason so I think the word authentic is so huge these days it's not only about ourselves anymore it's the stories that being talked about and conversations about social media celebrities pop culture even in commercial because right now everybody is trying so hard to be authentic you want to sell product you better be authentic you want to review product you better review authentically or people would know เขาดูออก
โป๊ะนะ
โป๊ะเขาดูออก
ใช่
so ไม่ว่าใครก็ตามตอนนี้ทุกคนต้องการที่จะ be authentic ให้ได้มากที่สุด เพราะมัน
be
ยาก
real man be real get real
ใช่ get real so I mean people would think whatever they think but the best thing for you to do is for you to look in the mirror and you still like the person that you are and I still do
yeah
and I can answer to myself that this is my authentic self and people that know me would know that okay this is how he is it's his authentic self but someone that don't really know me it's okay for them to think that respectfully if you get to know me more you might change your mind and that's okay
Joe you know what at this point I don't even care if you get to win but all I want from you is that you can go there and be yourself and get everybody talking behind your back that I really love that guy from Thailand and I think that you can do I'm sure so best of luck I think you're going to be having a lot of fun and a great time and it's going to be like recorded in your history book it's going to be something that you can keep telling for the rest of your life and I think you're going to be great
thank you
so
so
thank
much.
you so much for coming to comedy too yeah
thank you this is one of the best day of my life thank you
thanks
ขอบคุณครับ
Do just what you want.
รายการใหม่เอี่ยมที่ KND Studio มีชื่อว่า
เก่งอังกฤษกับคำนี้ดี
กับพี่บิ๊ก
และพี่ฟ้าค่ะ
สำหรับคนที่อยากจะได้ English Learning Mindset หรือว่าเทคนิคดีๆในการพัฒนาภาษาอังกฤษของคุณให้เก่งขึ้นเรื่อยๆต้องติดตามเลยครับ
ทำไมเราฟังออกทุกอย่างแต่พูดไม่ได้สักที
และในทางตรงกันข้ามครับทำไม Native Speaker of English Language ถึงไม่เข้าใจภาษาอังกฤษของเราสักที
How fast can we be good at English จะเก่งภาษาอังกฤษเนี่ยมันเร็วได้ขนาดนั้นเลยเหรอ
เรื่องอะไรเหล่านี้แหละที่เราจะมาพูดคุยกันในรายการจะหาคำตอบให้กับคุณมาดิสคัสกับคุณนะครับเพราะฉะนั้นก็ติดตามกันได้ที่
KND Studio
ทาง YouTube แล้วก็ทางทุกช่องทางทุกแพลตฟอร์มแล้วก็พอดแคสต์แอปพลิเคชันที่คุณใช้ประจำด้วยนะครับ
ลูกค้าเปลี่ยนเร็วมากเลยทำยังไงถึงจะชนะคู่แข่งได้ธุรกิจทำซัสเทนยังไงให้มันเวิร์กจริงๆใช้ AI ยังไงให้ได้ประโยชน์มากที่สุดเราจะทำให้เรื่องราวของธุรกิจนั้นสนุกเข้าใจง่ายและเอาไปใช้ประโยชน์ได้จริงๆ The Secret Sauce Summit 2024 ปีนี้ต่างจากปีที่ผ่านมาครับ CEO รุ่นใหญ่ๆเก๋าๆประสบการณ์เยอะๆเรายังเชิญเข้ามาอยู่ครับแต่ว่าเราจะเชิญตัวแทนของคนรุ่นใหม่ๆมาด้วยและเรายังมีเอ็กซ์เพิร์ทในมุมอื่นๆไม่ว่าจะเป็นเรื่องของ Biotech Neuroscience เรื่องของ TikTok เรื่องของ AI Sustain ทั้งหมดนี้จะทำให้คุณนั้นเป็นนักธุรกิจที่ชนะได้ในคลื่นใหม่ครับเจอกันวันที่ 5-6 กันยายนนี้ที่พารากอนฮอลล์สยามพารากอนซื้อบัตรได้แล้ววันนี้นะครับที่10 Event ครับ